What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hobo here. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. Today I'm here to give you the Week 2 weekly recap of Week 2's matches. I hope you guys do enjoy. Sadly, my co-host Zazo will not be able to show up this time. Me and him have different time differences. Well, not time differences, but we basically I'm busy when he is not, and he's busy when I am not. So it's very conflicting, to say the least. But at least I'll be able to give you guys your weekly recap for Week 2. Hope you guys do enjoy. Make sure to leave a like and comment below how bad I am, because this is going to be horrible. But hey, you do this in one shot, so let's go. So our first match of the week is going to be the Arizona Carvanas versus the New York McTangs. The Arizona Carvanas, they brought Garchomp, Breloom, Jirachi, Rotom Heat, Togekiss, and Pidgeot to make a big bird himself. Meanwhile, the New York McTangs brought Skuntank, Thunderous Tea, Octillery, Regigigas, Azu, and last but not least, Megalodios. Now, from team matchup, it definitely looked like Razor and the New York McTangs had basically the game, because a very good, well-played Octillery plus Regigigas just T-waving everything was very necessary for things like the Azu and the Latios to sweep. But sadly, what happened was a lot of misplays happening from the New York McTangs. They misplayed very well, I guess you could say, as well misplays could be, but he just basically played what was in front of him instead of predicting. This did mean a 5-0 defeat for the New York McTangs to the Arizona Carvanas. Basically what happened, to sum up how Garchomp got all those kills, was set up a sub, USD, and you win. GG. So, Razor, hopefully you bounce back from the double loss. I know these are very hard losses, but you can always bounce back. 6-0 some people. Make sure to give them the L, and I'm really hoping that you do bounce back from these losses, man. But, Toge, good job on the win. Toge, you are 2-0. Congratulations, and it's good to see that you have some good work up your sleeve. So, our next matchup is going to be for the Atlanta Braviaries and the Phoenix Sunfloras. Now, the Atlanta Braviaries brought Sharpedo, Fletchlinger, always right there when I need her, Entei, Manaphy, Excadrill, and Terrakion. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Sunfloras brought Scolipede, Flygon, Torntea, B-Shark, Jolteon, and Mamoswine. Now, the teams that were brought were, to sum up, very unique. As on the Atlanta Braviary side, we do have Howl, Entei, which misses a Sacred Fire on the Scolipede. We have on the Sunflora sides, we have a specially defensive Jolteon with Yawn, Baton Pass, and Wish. It was a very fun game to watch. Definitely, it was very cool. But basically, what happened in the game was, to sum it up a little bit, Trev weakened everything on the Sunflora's team, and basically once the Sunfloras were weakened low enough by quick attack Terrakion. It's so hard to say that out loud without having a little chuckle. Sharpedo was able to clean up the rest of the game and leading the Atlanta Braviaries for a 4-0 victory. So now the Atlanta Braviaries are 1-1, and the Phoenix Sunkerns are now 0-2. things of this matchup I do like. This was a very fun match to watch, as they brought some heat sets, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I do have to admit that. Sorry, Riz, for your second loss in a row, but hopefully week 3 you can get another match win. Hopefully, but if you don't, you understand. Alright, and let's just hop right into the next match, and that is going to be the it is going to be the San Antonio Swampers versus the St. Louis Reshiram's. Now, my boy Dallas, Kelbio, Helios, Megalopunny, Alakazam, Landorus, Incarnate, and my Wild. As the St. Louis Reshiram's, coached by Mandy Brolic, brought Selkor, Slowbro, Mega Gardevoir, Dragonite, Donphan, and Registeel. Now this matchup was very, I don't even know how to explain the matchup. They did play on level 50, so it was kind of like Wi-Fi based, but basically the Swampers took a very hard loss here after playing very well for the most part, as Kelbio switches into a knockoff on the the Donphan, which makes it lose its Choice Scarf, but that's cool. And okay, man, hopefully I did that out, but basically the San Antonio Swampers, they do play their match pretty gosh darn well, as they are able to get the Mawile kill on the Mega Latias. I think, if I remember correctly, the Mawile kill was either on the Mega Latias or it was on, no it wasn't, excuse me, I'm so bad. But they did bring Baton Pass Mawile, which put a lot of offensive pressure to the St. Louis Reshiram's team, as they also did bring Toxic Lopunny. Sadly, when Dallas did tried to Toxic the Registeel, that didn't really work out in Dallas's favor until the true thing, which the Slowbro was meant for the Toxic, but that's whatever, as Alakazam was able to come out against the Slowbro and everything. But yeah, in long story short, Mawile did get a kill, which is great. Shoot, I'm trying to remember what Mawile got a kill on. It was a stealth rocking Mawile. It was like PU utility, which is very cool to see that actually put in work in a draft league format. Landorus trying to put on offensive pressure onto the Mega Gardevoir, which is alright, but you know, he's able to basically Sludge Wave it down, but freaking Sticks is just bulky as heck. Sticks, what is wrong with you? Please, you know, like, go outside, run around, please. Sticks, so bad. Stop. But basically, he was able to kill the Donphan with the Mega Mawile. That's what it was, after a Iron Head flinch and a Rapid Spin. So it was really cool. And then basically from there, it was downhill, as Dallas Boy did lose the matchup in a 4-0 victory for the St. Louis Reshiram's. Dallas going 1-1 is, you know, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. But at least you're 1-1 with +1. You got ones all the way around the board. Dallas, just keep it level-headed. Hopefully you'll do better next week, as you do play a very good competitor. Like I said, hopefully you do better the next week. And my boy Maddie, you know, he made Sticks put in work, but Sticks really does need to get off, getting off those Oreos, because honestly, he's getting a little bit too chunky. Please stop him. Alright, and for our next match up, we are going to be bringing you the Boston Beedus versus the Phoenix Sunkerns. This is a very very good match. I actually like this match a lot. Things that I do want to comment on, which is very prominent, is that my boy, the coach of the Boston B-Dupes, he has like the best nicknames. I highly just recommend you guys watching his videos. He makes quality nicknames, and I'm amazed at his gift, at his his ability to battle, have such great nicknames. Guys, just thumbs up for him, honestly. But basically, the Boston B-Dupes brought Landers Therian, Vaporeon, Mandibuzz, Leavanny, Hawlucha, and Blade. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Sun Kerns brought Talonflame, Kieran Black, T-Tar, Klefki, Latios, and Blastoise. Sum up this game is basically the combination of Klefki being annoying as heck, Talonflame, whittling things down, and along with Latios and Mega Blastoise was able to allow Dragon Spam from the Kieran Black to basically 5-0 sweep everything, while only losing the Klefki and the Talonflame to Vaporeon and Hawlucha respectively. It was a very good game. I honestly did like this game a lot. Leavanny didn't put in much work, but Leavanny was there, and it was cool to see Leavanny on the field, honestly. As like crazy as that sounds, basically, Leavanny being there. Honestly, I really wanted to see Leavanny put in a lot of work, but the set wasn't called for it this week, as the Boston B-Dupes did lose to the Phoenix Sun Kerns in a 4-0 loss, or victory for the Phoenix Sun Kerns. As the next matchup we can be looking into is the Toronto Star Raptors versus the Detroit Lionhearts, as Toronto does bring Piloswine, Megavinu, Azelf, Victini, Sylveon, and Lucario. As the Detroit Lionhearts, they bring Thundurus Incarnate, Mega Glade, Ambipom, Celebi, R8TE, Tentacle, and Heatran. This is a very close game for a 2-0 victory into the Toronto's favor, but the score doesn't really dictate how the match went down. It sent like in turn 5, after turn 5, where Jolt basically got rid of the first Mon. I can't remember what the first Mon was. I'm very sorry. I'm very bad right now. Jolt basically didn't manhandle his way through victory, but he basically decided to tactically sack off Mons to this man. So things like the Lucario getting 2 kills, things like Sylveon getting a kill, basically kills went all around this matchup because Jolt was like, might as well give things kills. As funny as that sounds, but it was a very tough match because the Detroit Lionhearts, they did have a chance if they can get Jolt's only weakness, which was a crit, but sadly they weren't able to crit their way to victory, as Jolt does pick up another win. Cypher, you're a really good battler, man, and I really hope to see you do better later on in the season. But man, he's gotta play more aggressively, as the playing style that you're bringing right now is alright, but when you're going against someone like Jolt, you have to outplay him in some order or fashion. Okay, so our next matchup is going to be from the Austin Tauroses versus the Florida Alligators. This game was a pretty cool game to watch, as I'm going to be saying that a lot lately, but there is some things that could have been said. One, top tier boy, you're cool. I like you a lot. Maybe you should hang out or something. But my boy, the top tier boy, coach of the Florida Alligators, is such a lord. he is. But let me go right now down the teams that they brought. So the Awesome Taurus has brought Arcanine, Braviary, Mega Scizor, Nidoqueen, Galvantula, and Greninja. Meanwhile, the top tier boys, Florida for Alligators, brought Skarmory, U-Turn, Mega Manectric, Clefable, Diggersby, and Uxie. Now, as like I said earlier, basically, my boy top tier boy, he makes some weird plays. He really does. There are a few plays that had me in awe and shock, such as the towards the end of the game where it was Garvantula versus Skarmory, as the obvious. I mean, he probably made good predictions, as the Garvantula does go for the Bug Buzz, while showing off Thunder beforehand. It just, my boy, the top tier boy, honestly showed off why he was top tier today, and he stayed in. He basically stayed in and let Rob mispredict, as that's what it looked like for the most part, as it looked like Rob was like mispredicting all over the place, when in actuality it was just him staying in and being stubborn, which is very cool. But in a way, I really do respect that, as he basically stopped the reign of the win streak of Robin Bart, and it was crazy. Rob, you do have to predict a little bit more, but sometimes playing what's in front of you is very good, as this is going to be this is a match that honestly shows that sometimes you do have to play what's in front of you if your opponent is playing mind games. And this matchup it was crazy. There was Greninja against the Clefable, and they just come on going for Gunshot, and he was doing nothing, literally nothing. It was sad. That was a sad day. I've seen Greninja do like nothing to a Clefable from a Gunshot. Yeah, it was something. That was something. Alright, our next match is going to be the Los Angeles New Kings versus the New Jersey Dwebbles. As the Los Angeles New Kings brought Crobat, Crocodile, Cobalion, Volcanion, Haxorus, Rotom Cut, and Rotom C or Rotom Cut. And the New Jersey Dwebbles brought Draugr, Scizor, Shaman, Sandslash, Rotom Wash, and Mienshao. Now, looking at the score, it is the final score was a 5-0 victory for the Los Angeles New Kings. But what exactly happened? Basically, how this game went out was there was a lot of offensive pressure that was put on to the New Jersey Dwebble side. But to sum up the game, all up in a bow, once the Scizor went down, it was good game, as a defensive bulky Crobat was able to Brave Bird plus Roost plus Super Fang its victory, as Bulky Bat shows off why it is Bulky Bat. There were a lot of questionable plays made by the Jersey Dwebbles, but let's just all be honest, Danza played like a god. Honestly, Crobat for the win, had a Crobat sweep, so I do want to praise that, as beautiful that is. It's great. It's so good. Alright. Now, let's just hop right into the last match of this week, as this is still a very long video. Our last match of the week is going to be hosted all the way in Australia, when the Cindy Sharpedos versus the Brisbane Breloons. Now, this was a match. It was hacks full. It was bad, but let's just let Country Hobo explain exactly what happened to this. Well, thank you. Well, the Cindy Sharpedos had Mew, Weavile, Metagross, Alamoga, Whimsicott, and Zapdos. Meanwhile, the Breloom had Aerodactyl, Raikou, Starmie, Rhyperior, Coffin, Weezing, and Mega Altaria. Here, in the matchup, basically the Cindy Sharpedos were hacking all over the Brisbane Breloons. Brisbane Breloons did play pretty badly, but it was due to the fear of hacks made the score different, as crits fly against the Brisbane Breloons, but the Cindy Sharpedos were able to get a 4-0 victory, while Aerodactyl could have potentially have won the game. It was sadly stopped in its tracks because of the fear of basically missing and the fear of hacks happening. I'm very sorry, guys, if you guys didn't like that voice at all. But basically that's gonna be almost it for the weekly recap. For now, I am going to be going over the MVP race for week 2, as if I can find it, which it's going to be pretty cool. So, for the MVP race, I'm just going to do the top 5. We do have the Suicune at number 5 going 5-0 with a +5 differential from week 1's matchup from San Antonio. Next above it is Weavile with a 6-2 with a +4, 6-2, going 6-2 with a +4 differential, coached by the Cindy Sharpedos. Next we do have Karen Black, which is 6-1 with a +5 differential, coached by the Phoenix Sunkerns. Last but not up into second place, we do have the Mega Gardevoir, which gets 6 kills, 0 deaths, with +6 differential, coached by Mandy Brolic and the St. Louis Retro Rams. And for the 5-0 sweep this week, Togavor and his Garchomp going 7-1 with +6 differential, takes the MVP slot, number 1 spot for the MVP race this week. Alright guys, I hope you guys will stay tuned for next week, as we are going to be having some heat matches, as the Atlanta Berries fight the Los Angeles Nido-Kings. The St. Louis Reshiram go all the way back to Phoenix to fight the Phoenix Sunkerns. The third match is the charm. Will Maddie win again? Find out next time. Oh, also, the Boston Bee-Doos fight the students from the Phoenix Sunfloras, while the New Jersey Dwebbles go to San Antonio to see if they can rock with the Perts. Brisbane goes all the way back to America to fight Detroit. Florida goes all the way to New York to fight the Hack Scott from the NYC. Hopefully he can get a win this week. Cindy goes to Austin, as hopefully they're used to the climate changes and the time zone differences. And last but not least, but the Arizona Caravanas will go over to Toronto to play them for a very heated match. So I hope you guys did enjoy the weekly recap. I know I enjoyed making it. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up and comment below. Come back, Zazo, because I really do need Zazo in my life. Zazo. But until then, guys, this is your boy Carnie Hobo, and I'll see you next time. Bye.